My name is Kerri-Lee. I love everything about living in New England, especially being outside and enjoying the four seasons. A lot happens at my house, from hosting parties and events to quiet times in the garden or hanging around the yard with friends and family. You may know me from decades as a news anchor, or maybe you know me as a mom, neighbor, or interior designer. If we haven't met yet, hi, I am so glad you're here. Like you, my life is busy. We're always on the go. That's why it's so special coming back to the place we all love most and just being at home. It's summertime in Connecticut, so we're finding unique ways to beat the heat. But I bet you didn't consider this one. We're taking a polar plunge by learning more about Nansen expeditions and how you can take one too. Need to stay closer to home? Well, come with us on a luxe travel experience to the shore. You can stay at one of the best boutique hotels in the country with a romantic lighthouse suite. But if you're looking to eat, work, and play, look no further than Blueback Square. We're hanging with top-notch chefs, exploring date night options, and finding innovative ways to work. Get the inside track from some of the residents that live on the square. And there's always the option of staying right in your own backyard. Meet a teacher making the most of her summer in her new backyard oasis. Finally, I always have some home projects up my sleeve. See what we've been up to from New York to California in our design files. It's all ahead on At Home with Kerri-Lee. Welcome to my veggie garden. I'm picking some herbs that we're going to use as garnishes for an alfresco dinner later tonight on the patio. But speaking of patios, I want you to see the one that we made for a school teacher. It's new and improved and amazing. Take a peek. Lori Remington is a mom of two and a busy school teacher. For her, summers are sacred. She finally gets to unwind and catch her breath after all the demands of a busy school year. And she has a favorite place she likes to do it.
So what I love about my backyard is that it's breezy and it's cool. And it feels very like private, like our little sort of oasis.
But as much as she likes it, and as fun as her backyard is for kids, she felt it could better meet her needs. What else has to happen here? You want to be able to entertain.
I want to be able to entertain, and I want, some type of covered space, so that, like I said, it kind of defines that little area where it's relaxing and calm.
Lori's wish for a relaxing oasis, a cozy space to read, have morning coffee, or a glass of wine with friends. Somewhere her husband Alex could cook and visit with guests when they entertain. Flowers and herbs in a planter garden she can spend the summer tending. Something to offer shade from the scorching afternoon sun, and lighting that would help the party go from day to night.
And we usually have, a lot of people coming in and out of our backyard, all the time. So it's kind of fun to have that fun space, but I want to be able to use it more as an adult space too, to be able to sit here and have cocktails and entertain and, play games.
We started with a trip to Winterberry with plans for a new flower bed, just to add a little interest and soften Lori's existing hardscape. To create the outdoor room Lori was after, a pergola fit the bill, offering much needed shade from the beating sun and a cozy nook to hang with friends and family. Lighting was next on the list. We used market lights, solar ground lighting in the planters, and even a solar chandelier. Lori wanted an area to be able to serve guests, but that would also help Alex when he was cooking on the grill.
Oh yeah!
So these slatted wood side tables were perfect. Handy when you need them, easy to style and tuck away when you don't. Because summers are flexible, Lori was more than fine having plants to care for. So a mix of herbs and flowers added just the right touch to bring the patio to life. The finished result?
This is exactly what I was looking for.
A quiet, calm backyard with staycation vibes for a phenomenal teacher to recharge her battery before going back to school. I just loved seeing how happy the new additions to the backyard made Lori and her family. If you were inspired, I'd love to see your before and afters too. From my home to the Palmer House here in Stonington, we are hitting the road on At Home with Kerri-Lee. Stay tuned, it's coming up.
It's hard to care for Dad from a distance.
She needs a doctor who specializes in aging.
Nursing home, assisted living, what's best for Mom?
When it comes to caring for a loved one, we can help. Hartford Healthcare's Center for Healthy Aging can connect you with everything you need, from devices like fall alerts and medication reminders to geriatric specialists and home care. Call us today to learn more. We'll help you rest easier.
At California Closets, we believe every space, large or small, deserves a custom solution. Great design comes from listening, collaborating, and problem solving.
From the consultation to the final installation, every detail was buttoned up and very professional. And the closet is incredible.
Because the spaces we design create more room in the place you call home. That's what we call practical magic. Start your California Closets experience with a free design consultation.
Welcome back, everybody. Ooh, typical July in Connecticut. It is hot out here. I'm stealing a little shade from the pergola, and the wisteria is helping. But maybe what I need is a little ice. It's like nothing many of us have ever experienced before. Untouched, pristine, majestic geography, untraveled by most. It is now piquing the curiosity of the adventurous vacationer from all over the globe. The poles have become a hot destination. In fact, many consider the top and bottom of the world to be the next frontier of travel. Norway's Ada Lidal and Sweden's Martin Enkel co-founded Nansen Polar Expeditions. They also act as expedition leaders, helping more people discover what they have.
Generally, people's first reaction when they arrive to the polar regions is the sheer beauty. And they also find it very peaceful and calming. And of course, here in the Arctic, they are very excited to see all the different wildlife.
No, well, we call it the Arctic bug. When you have been there once, you know immediately, already on the plane on your way back, you need to go back one time.
It's a very real thing, this Arctic bug. Simsbury's Anna Zuckerman-Devenko says if she can catch it, anyone can. And it can be extreme.
Being that close to these giant animals, it takes you out of your comfort zone. But then when you see them looking at you and curious about you, you feel a connection that you never thought was possible.
An Arctic expedition is a unique adventure in so many ways.
There's a magic in the polar regions that everyone feels once they get there, and it's almost like an elation.
Anna has now made countless trips. She met her husband at the North Pole, and now she works with Nansen, helping others discover what she's come to love.
The summertime of Connecticut, the place to be would be the Arctic, because the Arctic has 24 hours of daylight right now. And it's warmer there because it's the Arctic summer.
Auden understands the impact it's had on Anna and so many others like her. He began his career on his home island of Smola, guiding bird watchers to see magnificent white-tailed eagles.
What's always been driving me is like to colder regions, especially the white. I like the pristine white colors when there is snow. Of course, going to Africa or other places is stunning, but for me it's always been going to these places.
He's become a world-renowned, award-winning photographer, recently awarded honors by Prince Albert in Monaco. And his favorite subject? Polar wildlife. What goes into trying to capture them?
Yeah, for me, it's photography is the passion that led me into these areas. So for me, it's all about telling a story with a picture.
Martin started working on nuclear icebreakers in the early 2000s and later became a polar dive master. He's guided for film and TV crews and stresses when it comes to choosing this type of travel for a vacation, don't expect it to be typical.
We are quite active in the way of searching for wildlife each day. And normally we go out after breakfast on either a hike or a Zodiac cruise in the rubber boats that we have with us.
Now 2 vessels strong, the Villa and Nansen Explorer host guests regularly for chartered trips and scheduled excursions. Demand is off the charts. It's not hard to understand why.
It's still popular to go places that people don't normally go to.
Polar expeditions are part of Connecticut's maritime history. Take the Palmer brothers, for example.
Well, the Palmer brothers are descendants of one of the founding families in Stonington. So they were at sea at early ages.
But eventually an expedition took them south to the bottom of the earth, where lo and behold, they found new land.
Notified the American Philosophical Society. They wrote news articles and things. They had a pretty good PR machine.
Hard to imagine the former owners of this home had that on their resume. Once the Palmers' sailing days were over, they reinvented themselves as ship designers and builders. Their accomplishments profound, game changers in their time. The Palmer Station in Antarctica, named after them, is just one of the legacies left behind by these Connecticut maritime explorers.
We have people that work in Antarctica, that work at Palmer Station, who have always heard the story of Nathaniel Palmer and come here to see where he lived.
If an expedition to one of the poles is now tempting your wanderlust, Anna, Auden, and Martin wouldn't be surprised at all. Seeing polar bears, seals, whales, and penguins in their natural habitats is awe-inspiring. Those who've taken these trips say it leaves them with a greater sense of responsibility to the planet, a greater sense of purpose in their lives.
And it helps you appreciate your own position in the whole universe, so to speak.
How could you not have the Arctic bug after seeing that? All right, back to reality. I'm clipping some flowers from the garden to make an arrangement for the table tonight. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking back to a trip I took recently that was a lot closer to home, and it involved the family puppy. Take a peek. Arriving at Saybrook Point Resort and Marina appeals to all the senses. The bright beachy color, the smell of salt water in the air, the warm summer breeze. I was instantly made to feel right at home. I had my little Yorkie puppy in tow. We recently lost our beloved pet, Minka, and have just welcomed this new little family member. Meet Milo. But as many of you know, having a puppy and traveling can be tricky.
Thank you.
Of course.
So any vacation we do needs to accommodate him too.
Hi.
Thank you. Yet another reason pet-friendly Saybrook Point was the first choice. Being pet-friendly here has long been in the family. General Manager Chris Bird said the team prides themselves on welcoming guests of all kinds, even ones with 4 legs.
We have pets in probably 7 to 10 on any given night that'll be in-house. And it just makes it a really easy destination for people to come to.
All right, well, we have officially checked in. Now it's time to go to our room. I'm gonna get this little guy in the AC, and then, lucky me, I get to tour the Lighthouse Suite. I cannot wait. The walk through the marina is a scenic one, to say the least. Oh, there it is. After passing all the yachts and boats and breathing it all in, we soon arrived and headed inside. Welcome to the Lighthouse Suite. It was worth the walk through the marina. Look at this. I love the whimsical nautical decor. And take a look. I mean, can't you just imagine having maybe breakfast here or a glass of wine with friends? But come and see where you'd be staying. I mean, talk about a room with a view. That view called me out onto the deck. Nothing better than taking a moment to enjoy the very spot where the river meets the sound. And they had a little treat waiting for me. I'll tell you, I am loving it out here. And it didn't take too long for me to make myself at home. We made our way back to the resort and decided it was time to check out the patio. Well, we worked up a little bit of an appetite after that tour, so I grabbed Milo from our room and we are dining al fresco tonight. Look at this, we had to try the famous fresh salt plateau. Amazing. And we're cooling down with a prickly pear margarita. The award-winning dining at Fresh Salt doesn't disappoint. Nor does the relaxing spa experience, where you can revitalize and rejuvenate by trying one of their many luxe experiences. It is the perfect addition to any visit.
What a day, what a stay. I don't know what my favorite thing to do here is, but I'll tell you, a great way to wind down is a little live music in the Tutu Lounge.
If you think you missed the boat this summer, it is not too late. Saybrook Point is open all year round, and some say the best time of year to visit is
New England in the fall. What's better than that, right? So the fall's absolutely a great time to come and relax, enjoy the Choo Choo Lounge, our bourbon bar, and some spa treatments, and just take it easy.
How incredible was that seaside experience? Okay, the table is set. The pizza is coming out of the pizza oven. I used a topping combo inspired by Chef Pepe at Gran Gusto in West Hartford. The fresh guacamole, it's also ready using Rosa Mexicano's secret recipe. Both are in Blueback Square, where you can live, work, and play, all in the same place. Take a look.
When it comes to how we want to live day to day, there's been a bit of a sea change. We're now seeing the concept of mixed-use space in planning and zoning and design. It allows people to live, work, and play all in the same place, providing convenience and encouraging community.
This is the place to be.
Shannon Peterson bought her first condo at Blueback Square.
Welcome to my home.
Because she loves city life and the ability to walk everywhere in a high-energy environment. She works in New York City, but loves coming back to a place that is a little more relaxed, but still has some hustle and bustle.
I get the energy of city life without some of that chaos and noise. Blueback Square really offers everything within walking distance.
Shannon is not alone. Millennials, families, and retirees alike here in Connecticut have discovered that quality of life, vibrant culture, and charming gathering spaces are all within reach at West Hartford's Blueback Square. We decided to explore this live, work, and play concept for ourselves.
Here's another place you can live at Blueback Square, the Lofts. Beautiful 1- and 2-bedroom luxury apartments.
Stylishly remodeled, the industrial feel is alive and well with the whitewashed brick and the updated open concept. The living space is bright and fresh, the bedroom cozy and comfortable, and the bathroom's roomy. It's a perfect place to wind down after a busy day or to work remotely.
It is a Napoletan-style pizza.
Part of living means eating, and in Blueback Square, you can do it well. Take it from us after a visit to the brand new Gran Gusto, West Hartford. After huge success in Cambridge, Massachusetts, Chef Giuseppe Castellano has come south to Connecticut, and he is personally preparing some of his signature dishes.
For me, it's very important to see that all fresh ingredients. Gran Gusto is really more about the whole experience to be Italian.
Down the street at Fleming's, check out their bright, brand new decor, light and airy, and a new lunch and social hour menu to celebrate. Wow, were we served up a feast, from their steak to their seafood, their blueberry lemon drop cocktails. It's an approachable environment for all of their new offerings for all of your special occasions. It is well worth checking out.
It's just fun, upbeat, very colorful.
Coming up on their 1-year anniversary of Blueback, this New York City staple is already a Connecticut favorite. We learned how to make guacamole using the special combination of ingredients and purposely omitting one you might use in your own recipe.
We are going to start off with jalapeno and serrano peppers.
So those have already been mixed together.
So we're going to go with a scoop of that.
I can really smell that when you dig into it.
Everything
Oh
is
my
fresh.
goodness.
Yes. And then some red onions with cilantro. We're gonna go a little salt for taste. We're gonna muddle everything so all the juices mix up because we don't use any lime.
Everybody thinks you have to use lime.
Yes, no, you don't.
No lime, yeah.
This is perfect the way it is.
That is so good.
All the recipes on our current menus are from our Vice President of Culinary, Chef Manuel's grandmother. And we continuously try to just perfect everything.
Now it's time to have a little fun, and the Square has an open invitation just for you to join in. Blueback's concert and event series kicked off, and we were there. So were many of you. And wow, was it a good time to celebrate summer in the Square. For the littler party people, we tagged along for a kids' musical event, and parents and children alike had a great time. If play for you means a little self-care, well, it's worth checking out the brand new Greenwich Med Spa. They had me at their beautiful fresh lobby, but the services they provide, they get rave reviews. It was a really hot day the day we visited the Square, so checking out the luxury movie theater Cinépolis was high on our list of things to do. One press of a button and you get a server right to your comfy reclining chair, complete with drink holders and a full-fare food and beverage menu. This stop was hard to leave once we settled in. We could have stayed all day.
You know, here at Blueback, it's not all play and no work, but at least at Spaces, you can do both.
Grow your business in a dynamic, innovative workspace here for whatever your office needs may be. With a bright, modern, welcoming atmosphere, you're sure to be inspired while working alongside like-minded entrepreneurs. Dedicated desk, private office, virtual workspace, designer meeting room, whatever your business needs, there is a space just for you.
Really, Blueback Square has evolved so much, and we're really only at the beginning. You know, people want that mixed-use experience where they can come and sort of experience so many different things. Blueback Square really is the epitome of work, live, play balance.
It's exactly why Shannon and so many others are choosing to live in these thriving communities. Many say Blueback Square is just life lived better.
It's just a really exciting area to be in.
Live, work, play, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Well, speaking of work, our work here is done, and my guests are going to be here any minute. So I have to go change, but in the meantime, cheers to an amazing summer with your friends and family. Don't go anywhere yet. The Design Files is after this break.
It all started with the hair. And we're not talking about the hair on my chest.
You won't believe some of the wild projects we've been working on all over the country. Stick around. We're coming right back.
Part of my job as a realtor is to guide you through the home buying process. Buying a home is exciting, but it's a major investment and can be overwhelming. It's critical to get your financing prepared before you buy, so I can connect you to one of my many trusted lenders to help you with your loan. My local market knowledge will save you a lot of time by matching homes that meet your specific criteria. Once we find the right home, I'll put my negotiating skills to work so we can get it at the right price. Contact me when you're ready and let's go find your dream home.
Bring your family and friends for some fun in the sun during Bash on the Grass at Foxwoods. Kick back on the Grand Pequot Tower lawn this July and August as you get down to the area's best local bands, sip on refreshing cocktails, dig into a delicious selection of food trucks, and play all your favorite games. Soak in the fun all summer long at Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
Welcome back, everybody. We've gone on a little bit of a field trip. It's for good reason. It's all for our new segment called The Design Files. Our work runs the gamut.
Good luck.
But it's always fun projects for even more fun people. And my camera is always rolling. My design projects come in all shapes and sizes. That's what makes it so fun. It's never the same, especially when I work with my longtime bestie, John LaSalandra.
And we're not talking about the hair on my chest.
Almost.
Talking about the
It almost
hair
looks
on
the
the
same.
wall.
Yep, that's John.
And this is his Bolton Bear House design creation, the latest vacation addition to his luxury Lake George portfolio.
Don't ever leave these tags on. Just rip it off, baby.
Up next, a 22-bedroom mansion on a private island. I can't even imagine what he'll turn that into. He did say whatever it will be, it'll feature old world charm, a return to the great and gracious design era. I can't wait. I'll show you progress every step of the way. Next stop, Nashville. When we aren't working on a project together, we love to share design experiences from our travels. Here's John showing me the Dolly Parton-themed Graduate Hotel. And I couldn't resist inviting him to high tea at the Empress in Victoria, British Columbia, my hometown. The iconic hotel on the Inner Harbor is where the royal family stays when they visit. From Canada to the Catskills.
Then over here, this was the crawl space for underneath the stairs. We're gonna open this up.
The Rosenberg's living room is coming together at Casa Ilana. This is the before, a gorgeous log home on the lake. It's all ready for Paul's Yellowstone vibe and Ilana's neutral fresh contemporary blend. Stay tuned for how this amazing combo comes out. But first, back to the West Coast we go. Here's a recent project in California. Megan wanted to turn her home, Diablo Downs Sanctuary and Farm, into a destination for guests all over the world.
Hi, you guys. What are you doing?
No problem. By turning her grown daughter's bedrooms into guest suites, she can now introduce travelers to her goats, chickens, and alpacas. She takes them on hikes through the state park in the backyard, offers an open invite to join her yoga classes in the converted garage on site. Or you can stay in her base camp for some glamping. Even her brother Marty's in the mix.
I really love tacos.
He cooks up his special farm fresh breakfast using eggs from the Diablo Downs chicken coop. We had so much fun with this one. Come see for yourself. Megan would love to have you. In nearby Oakland.
This Victorian here was built roughly around 1880.
Philip showed us some projects he wants help with this fall on his Victorian heritage home. It is ripe with opportunity, and I can't wait to pull it together with some updated finishing touches.
This is where the breakfast program was started.
If he looks familiar, by the way, you might remember him as Holy Water on the HBO Max reality show, Your Mom, My Dad. The day I stopped by, another cast member, Phil, was visiting. He talked about a project in Phoenix he might be interested in getting a hand with. Why not? When it comes to design, the more projects, the merrier.
There you have it, a little sneak peek at what we've been up to lately. If you want to see more footage and behind the scenes, you can always visit seasonsmagazines.com. But that's it for now. From all of us at Seasons Media, I'm Kerri-Lee Malin. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.